Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Amy and I'm on a 120-pound weight loss journey. Welcome back if you are not new. Today we are going to be talking about tips on how to eat out while on a weight loss journey. If you hear something, it's the Canadian geese, and we're just gonna have to let them migrate as we talk. I've got my windows open though because there's no need for my AC today. It is 70 something here in Florida, and that is a God-given miracle. Anyway, so today I'm going to be talking to you really just about some things that have worked for me as far as eating out, because I'm gonna be honest, I eat out at least like once a week. And just things to keep in mind. Eating out is normally 99% of the time going to be higher in calories, obviously, than what you could make at home, okay? They're going to make it probably with oil. And these tips are going to be based on your comfort level too, I'll say, because you can ask restaurants to make it with as little oil as possible or without oil or this or that. So it really depends on how comfortable you are with starting that conversation with your server. So let's go ahead though. Let's backtrack. Let's start with tip number one. So tip number one when you're going out to eat is going to be planning ahead. So planning ahead can mean a couple of different things really, but for me, it means looking at menus ahead of time. So my mom and I wanted to go out the other day, and we're really sure where to go because I obviously have a pretty specific set of... Somebody's playing the piano next door. Of dietary requirements. So whenever you're thinking about where to go, look up the menus online. Look up, see what they offer, and you're probably going to be eating a lot higher calories than you're used to, but you can still make good decisions. If you go in knowing what you want to get, it's going to make it much easier than feeling pressure to make a decision once you get there, not knowing anything about the restaurant. So planning ahead can really take the stress out of... And going out to eat should not be stressful. It should be fun. But if you're going out with people who aren't vegan, you're going to a restaurant that only has a couple of vegan options, or you're not even sure of those options, looking online is going to be really helpful. And most restaurants have an online menu. And if they don't, give them a call. Okay, you're not face to face with them. They don't know who you are. Give them a call. Ask them if they've got vegan options. If so, what are those options? So planning ahead can be really helpful in that sense. But also, if I know I'm going out to eat, and this is kind of my second tip, is to do something called preloading. Preloading means eating vegetables or soup or a salad before you go somewhere high in calories. So you're already filled with good, nutritious, delicious food. So when you get there, you're less likely to overeat a bunch. And you're going to hopefully be able to eat a little bit of a smaller portion, but you're still enjoying yourself. You're still going out to eat. You're still getting that dining experience. You're hanging out with friends or your partner or whoever it is. I cannot get through this video. But you're still having that experience, and you're still going to be consuming wonderful food, but you've already ate your 50-50 plate essentially beforehand, at least the veggie half. So start with a salad before you leave. Or when you get there, maybe get a salad with just some lemon juice or vinegar on it or something like that. Or a soup, a good veggie soup, something like that to start. A lot of times before I go somewhere, I'll just eat a bunch of steamed broccoli. I know that sounds kind of boring, but I get my veggies in and I'm semi-full when I go. I'm not ravenous, so I'm not going to eat everything there. And this is also a great kind of money-saving tip, because when I go, for example, to my favorite Thai place and get curry, I usually make that last at least 2 meals, sometimes 3. So when I go there, I get extra rice with my curry, and then I just eat a little bit of the sauce and I eat a lot of the vegetables. So then I take that sauce home and I've got another meal or maybe even 2 meals out of it. So that's a great way to think about lowering the calorie density too of those meals while you're eating out. So I feel like I shouldn't really number these tips because they all kind of go together. It's more of like a conversation about how I approach this. So let's keep going with this Thai curry example. So I know it's higher in fat, so beforehand I maybe eat my broccoli. Now what you can do, and this may not work great for curry, but if you're going to a restaurant, you can ask them to make it with less oil. A lot of these things depend on how comfortable you are. Are you comfortable asking for them to cook it with less oil? Are you comfortable with asking them to put extra veggies? Whatever it is, you can ask. If it's a good restaurant, they'll usually accommodate you. Okay, like I'm saying, things with curry, you know, those sauces can sometimes be a little more difficult. But if you're getting veggies, ask them to just steam it. You know, no oil, no butter, no nothing like that. So restaurants are quite accommodating. I go to this one on the weekends a lot, and they have a vegan breakfast bowl. And one time I asked them to use as little oil as possible, and you can see them cooking it. And I did notice they use less oil than normal. So you just have to ask, and if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. That's something that you can work up to for sure. My next tip when going out to eat is going to be have a set go-to. So not many restaurants where I live have an extensive vegan menu. And we found the restaurants that we really like, and I get the same thing every time. And so I can pretty much know what to expect. I know how it's going to make me feel. I know how full I'm going to be. I know how much I should eat beforehand. I know what the portion size is going to be. So having a go-to can really make it an even more enjoyable experience, in my opinion. Yes, I like trying new things, but I really also like a lot of the same things every time. So I think that sometimes eating out as a vegan, whole food, plant-based can be pretty stressful. I'm not gonna lie, especially, you know, with friends or something. So if something's coming into town, if someone's coming into town or family wants to go out, maybe you could suggest one of the places where you have a go-to. So I hung out with a couple of friends. They're vegetarian, not vegan, and we wanted something kind of quick and easy, and I was like, oh, let's go to this place. They have great seitan tacos, and they have a whole menu that's not vegan, but they also have really great vegan and vegetarian options. So when the opportunity is presented, and if you know people have a hard time deciding where to go, especially if it's a group of people, you can be the one to speak up and say, hey, why don't we go to so-and-so, or why don't we, you know, try this? And that way you're not stressed about it, you're more comfortable, you know what you can expect. And a big thing for me when going out to eat is how I feel after the food, and that's why I typically do order the same thing if I'm going to a restaurant again, because I know how it's going to make me feel. So if something doesn't make me feel good, I just don't get it again. So that's that. I mean, there's nothing else to that. So I always have my go-tos. And then another tip that I think can be helpful, and this is especially on road trips and things like that, is while they aren't the best options, try to find something that could be maybe nationwide too, that you can pretty much always count on. And for me, that's something like Chipotle. I can get a vegan bowl pretty much, I think they're all over the country now. So when we're even going to my husband's family in the middle of Alabama, there's a Chipotle on the way. We stop and get it, and then we can even get an extra bowl and put it in the fridge wherever we are. So that's a great option too. And remember, when you're going out to eat, it's not going to be oil-free, probably. It's probably not going to be super low fat. It's going to be higher in calories than normal, but that's okay. It's also okay not to eat the whole thing, okay? And I think that's what I didn't understand at first. It's like I kind of felt like I needed to eat it all there. No. Eat it slow, enjoy your food, enjoy your company. If it's just you taking yourself out to eat, wonderful. Enjoy being there. Listen to the things around you, you know, listen to the person that you're with, smell it, look at things, you know, really take it all in. And I think that's what I've learned on this journey, is that eating is such a sensory experience. And it can really be one of the best, in my opinion, because we eat with our eyes, our nose. Sometimes you can hear it, you know, if you're getting like fajitas or something and it's sizzling on that stone, or whatever it is. Eating can be a wonderful experience. It's great to fellowship with other people too. So dining out does not have to be stressful. One of my favorite things I do if I'm going on a trip, so we're going to St. Augustine next month. I'm gonna Google ahead of time vegan options in St. Augustine, or when I get there, if I am in a place I wasn't really expecting, vegan options near me. Google is your best friend. Don't be scared to Google it. Don't be scared to look on Facebook groups too. I'm in a Facebook group here, and I'm constantly finding new vegan options that I had no idea existed around here just from those people. So I know this video was kind of rambling, but I hope you found it helpful. I hope this kind of takes some of the pressure off too, eating out while you're on a weight loss journey, or even just vegan in general, because that can be tough. We only have one all vegan restaurant here, and it's pretty greasy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty high in fat, and it doesn't make me feel the best when I eat there, so I don't eat there often, but I do like the food. So once every few months I'll maybe eat there, but it doesn't have to be stressful. Eating out, dining out should be a good experience. It should not be an everyday experience in my opinion. If you find yourself eating out all the time, that could be a planning issue, a preparation issue. So I do always have meal prepped food ready to go, but I know that every other Friday night my husband and I go out to eat. That's just what we do. Or tomorrow I'm going to a friend's house to watch a movie, and I'm gonna have some chips and salsa, and that's okay. Don't stress too much about it. It's gonna be higher in calories. But what you can do is you can limit your portions. Okay, you don't have to eat the whole bag of chips. Doesn't have to happen. You don't have to eat the entire plate of curry while you're there. Doesn't have to happen. You can dilute the calories by adding some vegetables. You can preload by eating some vegetables in advance before you go. You can even have a full meal before you go, and you're like, well, that's counterintuitive to going out. Well, especially if I'm going out with friends, I'm there for mostly the company anyway, and so I'm just probably going to be eating a little bit. So there are tons of ways that you can make this weight loss friendly. You can ask for less oil, no oil. You can ask for, just steamed veggies on the side. When you're tempted to get those French fries, get some steamed veggies, okay? You can make better decisions. When you're going out to eat, it can be hard to say that you want the veggies instead of fries, and I totally get that. But my husband typically gets fries, and I get one or two. I eat one or two of his, and I'm good. So don't deny yourself the experience. Just approach it thoughtfully. That's how I do it. And if you're on the whim going out to eat, well, I think you can still apply some of these practices. And I also always keep a snack with me. And so if I'm caught out and about, I don't always have to go out to eat. I've at least got a snack that'll get me through till I make it home or can make a good decision. So you're not going to be perfect when you go out to eat, and that is okay. But I hope these tips were helpful and maybe give you a little bit of a guide on some things to think about so that you can really just enjoy the experience. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I am always posting on Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, it is Gish Gets Fit as well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.